Have you ever looked into a mirror or seen a photo of yourself and felt really unhappy with your weight? That happened to me in 2013. I had just moved back to Georgia to start my career as a primary care physician. And unfortunately, I was in the worst shape of my life. The stress from residency, the lack of physical activity, and just eating plain hospital food had taken a toll on my body. And I knew I had to do something when I was asked to participate in a photo shoot, which would introduce me to the community as a new primary care physician. When the photographer sent the final proofs, I hardly recognized the woman looking back at me. My face was bigger. My body felt like it had ballooned up. I simply did not see me. And it was time to change. I got a new personal trainer. I went back to Jenny Craig. But after 1 year, with everything I had tried, I was at my highest weight. This was when I knew it was time to explore bariatric surgery. Now, bariatric surgery is often the last resort for those battling obesity. These surgeries work by reducing the size of the stomach and bypassing parts of the digestive system. And it also carries a negative stigma, with many people thinking that it's an easy way out or even considering it cheating. But what most people don't understand is that bariatric surgery is the process to get it in the United States is extremely extensive. First, you have to go through an initial seminar where you learn about all the different types of surgeries. Second, you sit with a bariatric surgeon and they go through your medical history and they discuss which surgery is right for you. And then third, you go through multiple medical clearances where you get a sleep study, and then you may have to get an upper endoscopy or an EGD to examine your stomach, all aimed at making sure that you are ready for the surgery. And once you've done all of that, you submit the paperwork off to the insurance, and they can either approve or deny you. This process can take 3 to 6 months to complete. But once you've done the procedure, your life is changed forever. You eat differently. You interact with people differently. It is common for your friends and family to get just a little upset with you because they think you did not like their food, because you didn't clear your plate. And relationships will change. According to the researchers at the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, adults who are not married and undergo weight loss surgery are more than twice as likely to get married within 5 years. Likewise, adults who are married and undergo weight loss surgery are more than twice as likely to get a divorce. Bariatric surgery affects every aspect of your life, mentally, socially, and physically. It is not a fly-by-night decision or an easy way out, but it is a complete commitment to a new way of life. And for me, it took me a full year from when I thought about bariatric surgery to when I actually made the appointment with the surgeon. I just needed help. Everything that I had tried was not working. And I was ready. I was ready to be a normal weight. I wanted to get on a plane and not have to ask for a belt extender or feel like I was touching the person in the seat next to me. I wanted to get on a roller coaster and not have to worry that once I stood in line for an hour and got to the front of the line, that they looked at me and said, "Sorry, you're too big for this ride." But most importantly, I wanted to fall in love. I wanted to have a family. I wanted it all, and bariatric surgery was going to give it to me. And it started off great. After 1 year, I had lost 80 pounds, and I felt amazing. I felt so amazing. I started running. I even fell in love with marathons. Marathons! Who does that? But most importantly, I was living my best life. But then gradually, my weight started to come back. I gained 1 pound here, 2 pounds there. Then before you knew it, in January of 2020, I looked at a selfie and I was like, oh, my face is huge. And my heart dropped as I stepped on the scale. I had gained half of the weight that I had lost. And I felt so ashamed. And it's not just because of the weight that I had gained, but a year prior, I had passed my obesity medicine boards, becoming a delegate of the American Board of Obesity Medicine. And although I possessed the knowledge of obesity science and its treatments, I needed an intervention. And I felt like an imposter. But what I didn't know was that weight regain after bariatric surgery is common. Dr. Alan Sari, a noted expert, reported that weight regain can occur in approximately 27.8% of individuals who undergo a gastric sleeve within a span of 7 years. 7 years. What? I thought that bariatric surgery was the finish line. Once you get the surgery, poof, the weight disappears, never to return. But what I didn't realize was that bariatric surgery was the beginning of a lifelong journey. So why does weight regain occur anyway? In order to answer that question, we need to look at what obesity actually is. Obesity is caused by the dysfunction of adipose or fatty tissue that leads to an increase of over 200 medical conditions, such as high blood pressure, type 2 diabetes, and cancer. And it's not just about eating too much or not exercising enough or even a lack of willpower. According to the Obesity Medical Association, obesity is a chronic, relapsing, multifactorial neurobehavioral disease. And we employ numerous approaches in order to treat this, such as lifestyle changes, anti-obesity medications, and bariatric surgery. But regardless of which approach you take, the risk of weight regain is still possible because none of these approaches cure the disease. And weight regain can occur for various reasons, such as hormonal imbalances, non-adherence to dietary guidelines, physical inactivity, mental health conditions like depression or an eating disorder, and potential surgical complications. So why would anybody even consider bariatric surgery? Studies show that the average weight loss with diet and exercise is 5 to 10%. For those with taking anti-obesity medications, it's 5 to 15%. With bariatric surgery, it typically a person will lose 50 to 70% of their excess or extra weight. And these surgeries can lower your risk of dying from any cause, such as heart problems. And it can lower your risk of cancer by 44%, especially in female cancers such as ovarian, breast, and endometrial cancers. And in comparison to medications, bariatric surgery has shown to work better to reduce and resolve type 2 diabetes. So what can you do if you experience weight regain after bariatric surgery? The first step was to confront head on the feelings of disappointment and shame. And for my second step, I went back to the basics. I realized that by reestablishing the healthy habits that helped me with losing weight before, this would help me go forward. And with my busy schedule, I needed guidance and accountability. So I enlisted the help of a nutritionist to help improve my eating habits. I actually enlisted the support of a personal trainer to help with my physical fitness. I registered for local races to help with me to stay motivated and to help me with keeping with the training regimen. I even had the support of a life coach to help me with my burnout and stress. And for my third step, I implemented and incorporated an anti-obesity medication. Because with weight regain, there's increased urges to be hungry, fueled by the hunger ghrelin, whereas the satiety hormone, which tells you that you are full, leptin, diminishes. By incorporating this anti-obesity medication, it allowed me to reduce these urges and to promote a sense of fullness and quiet the sensation of hunger. By implementing these 3 steps, I was able to regain control of my weight loss and weight regain. And over a course of 2 years, I was able to lose 75 pounds. And I pushed my physical limits. I completed numerous marathons, 2 Ironman 70.3 races. I had days of progress, but I also had days of setbacks. But what matters most is my unwavering determination to bounce back regardless of what happens and live life on my own terms. For those who may be battling with obesity, know that obesity is not a personal failing, but a chronic disease. And if you are considering bariatric surgery, know it is not the finish line, but a refueling station toward a journey of improved health and wellness. And weight regain should not only be normal, but should be expected, because weight loss is a marathon and not a sprint. And it is time for us to have peace with our bodies and know that regardless of what happens, we are okay. And as a society, it is important for us to have more compassion and less judgment, remembering that obesity is not a personal failing, but a chronic disease. Thank you.